Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist says I instead of we. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So when you are, let's say you're part of a family or a couple or a friend, or you're in a healthy, stable relationship, and let's say that you go on vacation and you take pictures of the vacation and it's a great time and everyone has fun, and you come back home and you share the pictures and share the memories with other family members or friends, and that's what you do. You'll notice that people, when they explain the vacation that they went on and what they did, many times a healthier individual will say, we took the vacation, we went to that dinner, we did this, we experienced that, we went hiking, all these things. And that's beautiful. That is showing that you are actually not focused on yourself exclusively, but you're focused on the group, the people you went on the vacation with. Unless, of course, then it was just like maybe you went scuba diving alone, then of course you say, I went scuba diving. But the overall encompassment of the vacation, if you were with a group of people, it embodies we, because we did these things. Now, that is what a healthier individual would say. Please pay close attention to, let's say, the narcissist that's in your life, or the narcissist that was in your life. How many times did they say we? In other words, we are doing this, we did that, we would like to do this. This is really a subtle thing, but it is so completely true if you really pay attention to it, or paid attention to it when you were in the relationship. You see, when somebody is experiencing, let's say again, a vacation, let's say it's you and the narcissist, hypothetically for this part. So it's two people on vacation, and you went away and you had a great time, whatever happened, who knows. Then you get back and you're explaining it to other couples. Yeah, we went to the Bahamas, we went to Mexico, we did this, we did that. That's what a healthier couple would say. And you'll notice if you have conversations with other couples or people, that's how they mention their vacations and things like this, because they want to include their spouse or their partner. It's beautiful. That's what you're supposed to do when you're in a romantic relationship. That's only for this part of the video, though. It encompasses everything: brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whomever. But the whole point is, and friends, of course. But the whole point is, when you hear people saying "I," as in me, I, what it does, and I'm going to really dig into this, but what it does is it completely isolates and/or separates the person that you were with on the vacation. In other words, let's say it's you and the narcissist, you're at a dinner party. Of course, you don't know they're a narcissist, and the narcissist is explaining the vacation you just went on. And all you're listening to is, I did this, I went there, I did that, I did this. That completely, number one, it's done on purpose to diminish you, demean you, and to basically act like you weren't even on the vacation when in fact probably you paid for it. But that is strategic. It's done on purpose to get underneath your skin, to bother you, to maybe have you jump in and say, well, hey, I was there too, what about that? And that's what the narcissist is looking for. They're looking to get a rise out of you. They're looking to get a reaction out of you. And they're looking to have you jump in the conversation and say, well, wait, I was there. I mean, my experience, like, what about me? That's what they want. So you have a few options when you're going through this. One, you can say nothing and just let it go and maybe talk to them later, hoping that they're going to change their behavior. Of course, now they won't, because you're giving them supply, because you're letting them know that you know about their behavior. That's one thing. Number two is, you could jump in there and say something, but then again, you're giving them supply. You're letting them know that it's actually disturbing you or frustrating you. And then, in fact, you were on the vacation, and most likely you paid for it too. So again, the narcissist has the upper hand. So why am I telling you this? Why I'm explaining this video? The reason why is because if you find yourself in a relationship with somebody that's like that they're constantly saying, like let's say the two of you went on vacation, and this is an example, it could be anything. And they're constantly talking in the first person and excluding you, that is a huge red flag. That is basically projecting the future to you. And what I mean by that is, if they're not including you now when you actually went on vacation, and they're not including you in the stories they share with other people and saying, what a good time you had, then that will not change. It's not going to magically change in the future. And you could talk until you're blue in the face with this person and say, hey, what about me? I mean, when I share the stories, I always include you. Why don't you do that? They won't do it. Because the person, most likely a narcissist, they're not going to change. And they're, like I said, you're giving them supply just by bringing this up. But notice it, pay attention to it. This happens more frequently than you will think. Same thing with things in the future. It doesn't have to be in the past on a vacation, but it could be in the future. Let's say that you're thinking of going to Rome. You want to take a trip to Rome, and I'm using vacations as examples. But say you want to go to Rome, and you're always talking about going to Rome, and your extended circle of family and friends, they know that you and the narcissist are thinking of going to Rome on a vacation sometime in the near future. But maybe the narcissist is saying, yeah, I'm going to Rome. I'm going to Rome. And you're like, why would you do that? Because we are booking the hotel, we're booking the flight, the plans and everything, but yet you continue to talk in the first person. Again, this is strategic. It's done 100% to manipulate you, to have you be separated from the narcissist. In other words, to have the narcissist, because remember, they live in their own bubble. They believe that everything they do is right and they don't make any mistakes and they're not accountable. And they believe every action they make is perfect, which is completely untrue, not even close to the truth. But in this example, what they're trying to do is they're already devaluing you right in front of yourself and people around you that you're discussing this with. And in the previous example I mentioned too, this is completely a sign of being devalued. Because go back to the love bomb stage when you were with the narcissist, or the beginning of the relationship, however it was. They wouldn't do this. They would be putting on that mask and telling everybody how excited they are to be with you and where you're going to be going and all the things you will be doing with them. Remember those days? That's right. That's more evidence that the narcissist is wearing the mask, and they're duping and tricking and trapping and manipulating people. It's so clear, it's so evident if you really dig into the lexicon, the way they use their words. It's always I, when in fact, there's a good chance they have a family. What about mentioning the kids? What about mentioning in-laws or other people? No. And this is just a glimpse of how the narcissist sees the world. It really is, but if you dig in deep, this is exactly how the narcissist thinks. They think about themselves exclusively, only themselves. And they could have gone on vacations. You could have been married to them for 30 years. You could have plans to do anything in the future. Most times, not all the time, but most times they will say, the context will be in the singular, at mentioning themselves like, I am doing that, I am doing this. When in fact you contributed just as much, if not more, to making these things happen. And it's really, really frustrating. But not only is it frustrating, it's quite sad, because the narcissist knows what they're doing, they don't care, and they're devaluing you every time they open their mouth and say things like that. And remember this one, please, because this is going to be a little shorter video, but remember this one. If this is how they're behaving in front of you, they're always talking in the singular person, I. Like when you did things together, I'm talking about, like maybe you bought a car. It's not I bought a car, we bought the car, things like that. There's a couple things here. One, you as a healthier individual, you want to share these experiences with the loved one who turns out to be a narcissist, because it makes you full, it makes you happy, because we are doing things. You see, the word we is very powerful. It's community, it's love, it's acceptance, it's celebration. We, like imagine this one, let's just say hypothetically, for a holiday or something, like you want to get together with your family, with people, with loved ones, with family, friends. The idea is community, it's we. It's not I went to the celebration by myself. You get my point? Like when you're in a relationship with people, no, you want to celebrate these things. So that's what a healthier individual does. They mention we, and they want to use that word with pride and with confidence. Yeah, that was great. We did this. But the narcissist won't do that. They're going to mention I, and they're going to completely discount anyone that was on that trip with them. Believe me, they will. And imagine if they're doing that in front of you at the barbecue, or wherever you guys are, you're talking about what you did in the past or what you will do in the future. Imagine what they're saying behind your back when you aren't around. Just food for thought. I don't know what they do or don't say when you're not around or when you weren't around in the narcissistic relationship, but I can only imagine it wasn't positive. It was most likely not good at all, because if they can't pump you up and say the word we did this, we're doing that, we got this, in front of loved ones, family members, friends, like this, if they can't do it in front, imagine what they could be saying or could have been saying behind your back. Again, speculation, but words are words, and actions speak louder than words. And that's one thing the narcissist is not good at, their actions. And their words, let's be real, they're meant to manipulate. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay blessed. Stay on the path. Stay strong. Pay attention to the words that people use. It doesn't have to be significant other or anything, but just pay attention to the words in your circle that people use. Are they always talking about themselves? Like I, when in fact you were there with them and you experienced the same thing? Or are they including others? Because a sign of a healthier individual is inclusion. It's community. This planet could not exist without inclusion and community. But yet the narcissist continues to want to isolate and divide and conquer and go on their own path and ruin people's lives. That's what they do. We don't do that. What we do is we take the high road, move forward, continue to grow, learn, educate, and become awakened and aware. So guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great afternoon. I love you all. Stay blessed and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.